At a time when teen girls and young women have more equality and more opportunities than any generation before them, there is something that is truly shocking that's going on right now. I want you to listen to this.
My name is Angelica. I'm 16 and my boyfriend gave me 2 black eyes.
My name is Davida. I'm 18 years old and my boyfriend punched me.
My name is Christina. I'm 19 years old and my boyfriend choked me.
My name is Kim. I'm 17 years old and my boyfriend threatened to kill me.
Okay. And your name is Leanne, and how old are you?
17.
And you're here because?
I'm here because me and my boyfriend fight.
You guys fight?
Fight, yes.
Okay. And I got to tell everybody, right here in New York City, the rates of teen dating abuse, they have jumped 40% in less than 10 years. And 1 out of 3 teens who answered our TyraShow.com survey told us that they have been the victim of dating abuse. And we want to find out why this is happening, and we want to help these teens figure out how they can stop the abuse. Leanne, she just introduced herself, and her boyfriend Edwin is here, and so is her mother, Jennifer. Okay, so you said that you guys fight.
Yes.
What does that mean, you guys fight?
Like, fist fight. Me and him fist fight. We fight almost, what, twice a week maybe?
Tell me about the kind of fights. How does it start?
It starts off by like little stuff. I could ask him to do something, he won't do it, I'll escalate it, like, okay, you better do it, and he doesn't like that, or like if he asks me to do something and I don't do it, then that's a problem.
And he'll hit you?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the time when you guys were arguing, he got up in your face, you took your hands out to push him, and what did he do? Do you remember?
I pushed him away from me because he was really close to me, so I was like, can you move back, you know, away from me? And I kind of like went like this, like move, and he was like, do it again, and I did it again, and then he punched me in my face.
He punched you in your
Yes.
face? How many times did he punch you in your face?
4 times.
4 times. And then what ended up? What happened?
And then I kicked him, probably about on his stomach, and then we came out of the closet, and then we stopped. Like, I guess he saw my face, and
what was
he
your
stopped
face?
hitting me.
What was in your face?
I had a black eye, and like all of this was blue. I had scratches all over me.
Your mom's crying. Jennifer, you're crying. Because this is your baby. And you know why? I know why you're crying, because you can tell her to leave, you can tell them to not see each other, you can try to do everything in your power. But with kids, it's not so easy, especially when there's emotions and love, or what they think is love. So do you feel helpless?
Yes, I am helpless.
Yeah.
And it tears me up to hear it.
It tears you
I
up.
always thought it was going on, but I've never heard her say it.
You never
she
heard
wouldn't
her say
admit it to me.
Really? Is this the first time you're hearing it right now?
Yes.
The real truth. Oh, I didn't know that, Mom. Okay. So he's punched you in the face 4 times. And you know what's crazy to me? Your mom's crying and not you. Why is that? Why are you so numb to it? It's like,
I mean, I'm not numb. It's like I'm used to myself saying it. Like, I'm used to us fighting. And I haven't told my mom because I don't want her to know about that. I don't want my mom worrying about me like that. That's why, I mean, I didn't know she was going to cry because I haven't told her anything that goes on between me and him.
So you've been punched 4 times in the face. What else?
I've been like almost, how do I put it, like strangled almost. And,
Strangled?
Like, he like put his arms around me and then I like blacked out. And then all
No, it's
I
not
remember,
called kind of strangled.
all I can remember is him putting his hands around my neck and then I blacked out.
Do you know why you blacked out?
I mean, you know, I put it together and he put his hands around my neck and then I woke up on
oxygen to your brain.
And I woke up on the bathroom floor.
When your brain loses oxygen, you black out. So that was almost a near-death experience for you to black out.
Yes, it was. Because I didn't remember what happened. I didn't know, how I ended up on the bathroom floor. I couldn't remember.
And when you woke up, did you know why?
I knew why, it's just I didn't think he could do something like that to me. And I asked him what happened, and he said, you blacked out.
And tell me how old you are again?
17.
17 years old. All right, Edwin. So what's your issue?
What you mean?
What do you think? Why are we here today?
I guess because in the past, I guess our relationship ain't been going as good as planned, I guess. I mean, it hasn't been going the right way, arguing over nothing, stuff like that.
But we all argue with our boyfriends, husbands, loved ones, but it's not necessarily ending up with people punching us in the face 4 times. Why do you think you do that?
I don't do it like that, truthfully. It's like, it starts off as a little problem, I mean, and then it just escalates because she makes it escalate. Leanne will sit there, if she doesn't get her way, she'll sit there and just fight on me for no reason until I react and do something. Because most of the time, all I do is just be like, just leave me alone, just stop. But it gets to the point where if I don't do nothing, she's gonna sit there and keep going.
She's gonna hurt you? Is that what you think?
That's what she does.
She's gonna hurt you. So your response is to punch her in the face 4 times or to strangle her until she blacks out? That's
not my response, but it's how I reacted to it, and I reacted wrong, but...
Do you think you have a problem, Edwin?
I don't have an anger problem. It's just, you can only push somebody to the point so far.
And how old are you, Edwin?
18.
18. You know what's so terrifying to me, Edwin, is you're 18 years old and you sound like a textbook abuser. Textbook. I hit her butt. I don't have a problem. She pushes me to the edge. That's what people that are like 20 years older than you say, that are true chronic abusers. Did you see abuse in your childhood ever, anywhere?
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have.
It's been going on throughout my family my whole life, basically.
So you've seen it?
Yeah.
So that's how you learn to deal with your anger, because it's what you were pretty much kind of taught. Because
that's what I was raised on, but that's not what I've been taught.
Let me just tell you something. You're 18 years old, okay? You are a child too, and you are a victim of abuse that you grew up seeing. So a lot of the times when our brains are forming as children and we see certain things happening, we start doing those things, whether they're negative or positive. So you are a victim. But by you being a victim, you're now victimizing other people. Do you understand that? That it is not an attack on Edwin?
No, I understand.
Because you're 18, if you were 38, it'd be a whole nother story. But I think that there is some hope for you, but you have to be open to it. And we got to be truthful today and open to it. I'm on your side. I'm on your side to get you some help. I'm not on your side when you punch her in the face or when you strangle her and she blacks out. But if you're here with me, we can work this out. If you want to be antagonized, it's the Tyra Show, and I will take over, and it'll be a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. Rates of teen dating abuse are on the rise, and we want to know why. 17-year-old Leanne admits that her boyfriend Edwin has punched her in the face many times, and he has strangled her until she has blacked out. But she still wants to be with him. Why do you still want to be with him?
Because, I mean, even though, you know, we fight, I love Edwin. And I know he loves me, even though we do fight. And that might be, you know, an issue. It is an issue. It's a big issue between us. But I do love him, and I want to
So because you love him, the punching is okay?
It's not okay. It's just I think that maybe, you know, he'll change, or maybe he'll realize what he does is wrong, and he'll stop. But that's what I keep thinking.
Does he apologize and say it's not going to happen again after he hits you?
Yeah. Yes.
How many times has that happened?
Too many. Too many times.
Yeah.
And then when he says that, I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, I don't take it like, okay, maybe he's going to stop, because I know he's going to do it again. And then say the same thing, and then do it again and say the same thing.
So deep down inside, do you think he'll just keep doing it again if you stay with him? Deep, deep down inside. I'm not talking about our hope and dream. I'm talking about what you feel. What you really feel deep down inside.
I think maybe he'll stop once, because he doesn't want Caden going through it. That's our son, Caden. He doesn't want him to see it. And he knows, you know, we don't fight in front of him.
Mom's shaking her head. Why are you shaking your head, Mom? Has the son seen it?
No.
Yes, he has. And I don't need them to tell me, no, he hasn't. Yes, he has. I can tell by the way that the baby acts when I have him.
How does he act?
My son and I will be wrestling around, messing around. And
Leanne's brother?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can see a whole different look on the baby's face, and he gets scared. And so we have to stop playing like that. I mean, I know that he's seen it, because he doesn't act the same that he used to.
Tell me about Edwin, when you are hitting her. what is going through your head? Do you see red? Do you see like what takes you that far that you have to do that? That you want to hit her so bad?
At the time I did hit her. The only thing I remember, I mean, I know I didn't want to, but it came to that point. I mean, I couldn't help it, and I did it, and I just blacked out. And then I just hit her, and then I realized I actually really just did that.
And then what goes through your head?
Why did I do that?
So she's crying, black eye, blood, and you say?
I tell her sorry and stuff. I mean, I try to help her up and stuff, and I just be like, why did you sit there and try to push me to that point? Why did you sit there and make me mad?
Okay, see what you just said, that's abuser again, you know that?
Yeah.
The abuser says, why did you do that? This is your fault. I socked you in your face because it's your fault. You did this, you drove me to this. This is you, you're bad. And if you didn't act like this, I wouldn't beat your ass. That's what an abuser says. And I don't want you to be that when you grow up. I don't want you to be that. And the great thing about you, to me, is that you are here. And I think Edwin is here because he doesn't want to be an abuser. Is that why you're here? You want some help?
I don't want to be no abuser.
Yeah.
That's not me.
It is you right now.
It's not me.
Edwin, the first thing we got to do is claim it, that you do that, but you don't want to be that. You do it. You're saying it in front of millions of people that is something that you do.
I've done it in the past.
And you're just going to say you're going to leave this show and never do it again? I don't think it's that easy.
No, I'm with trying to get help or whatever it is.
We're going to get you some help today.
I'm just saying.
That you don't want that to be you.
No,
okay,
not.
Let's talk about when your hands are around her throat and strangling her, because I know before he put his hands around your neck, what did he say? What did he say to you?
I need to kill myself.
That you should kill yourself. Why did he say that he wished that you were dead and that you should kill yourself?
Over something little. I went to the store with a guy and he got mad.
And so he said you should kill yourself, and then put his hands around you and almost proceeded to start that.
Right.
Let's talk about that when your hands are around her neck.
Okay. I just feel like if you're going to be in a relationship or whatever, why would you sit there and while I'm sitting in the house, go out and go somewhere with somebody else when you could just go with me? If you're going to sit there and do that, then why don't you just go be with that person then?
Okay, so she made you upset. She hung out with another guy. She went to the store with a guy.
He showed me where the store was.
Doesn't matter. Even if you were cheating on him. Even if you were cheating on him with 5 guys, and I know that's not you, I'm not saying that, but even if you were, there's no excuse for a man to put his hands on a woman ever, 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 ever. Do you feel disrespected? Is that what it is?
Honestly, I don't even remember.
So she blacks out and you black out in a different kind of way too, right? We'll be right back. So I've been talking to 17-year-old Leanne and her boyfriend Edwin, who's 18 years old. Edwin has been very abusive to Leanne, and Leanne feels it's her fault in some way also because she hits him as well. And Edwin, I have to just keep telling you how amazing it is for you to be here. And I see you shaking your head, and I know you're like, oh my God, why did I do this?
Real talk.
Why did I do this? Why did I do this? But
real talk.
It is so much easier to be a punk and to be at home and looking at Leanne and totally cursing her out on TV. That's the punk way.
No, I don't do that.
I know, you're not a punk.
No, I'm not.
But we don't want you hitting on girls because that's also punk.
That's a punk,
right?
too.
That's punk. Yeah, what you just said, the curse word. That's punk, too. Joining us now in the audience is psychotherapist Dr. Robbie Ludwig. Hi, Robbie.
Hello.
Robbie, I love teen girls, can talk about this kind of stuff all day, but I have no idea what to tell Jennifer, her mother, how to help her daughter get out of an abusive relationship. No idea. What do you say?
Yeah. You know, it's a very tough situation for moms, especially with teenage girls, because what we know about teenagers is they're not exactly listening to their mothers.
Yeah, they're not.
They see mothers as authority figures, and that's quite natural. So what really the experts recommend, and what I would recommend, is to somehow stay connected to your daughter and do something with your daughter that's really a lot of fun for the two of you, so that your daughter can have a place to go that's safe and separate from her relationship with Edwin.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying? So that, and I don't know what that would be, but you know, moms and daughters have things that they like to do together. Maybe it's related to being a grandmother and you being a mom. Maybe it's related to child rearing, but that you have your own special connection that you maintain on a regular basis.
That makes sense because then she doesn't feel like she has nowhere to go but to the abuse.
That's right. And also if moms can tell their daughters, you know what, I really think you deserve better. You're beautiful, you're smart, you don't need to be in this kind of relationship. You may think it's love, but there's healthy love and there's unhealthy love. So I think that that message can also be sent out as well.
Because I know a lot of the kids, and even with you, Leanne, you say that, oh, but I love him. But I like that you said there's healthy love and unhealthy love. It's still love, it's just unhealthy.
That's right.
Now, we can't forget Edwin.
No, I'm not going to
because
forget
Edwin wants help.
You know, it's very interesting when they've done studies on batterers. What they found is that men who batter, look to their women to make them feel manly and to feel good and to increase their self-esteem. And so they're very sensitized to anything that they feel is interfering with their sense of manliness. It could be a look, it could be an eyelash out of place, it could be something very slight. And in order to counterbalance that feeling of feeling vulnerable or not manly, then they act out on the rage and anger, which increases their adrenaline and gets them to feel that they are strong, they are powerful. And Edwin also came from a situation where he saw abuse in his house, so he's modeling that. And people can go two ways. If they grow up with an abuser, they can either model that, because if they are the abuser, then they're not the victim. So that's how it goes in their head. Or they can go the opposite route and say, I'm not going to do anything I saw go on in my house.
Does that make sense, Edwin?
It makes plenty of sense.
Makes plenty of sense? Like it makes you feel like a man to like get that power back, to get strong?
No, it doesn't make me feel like a man.
But you just said it makes sense.
That's what she said makes sense, but that, no.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I agree with that, that makes me feel more manly for hitting a woman, because it's not.
What does it make you feel?
I feel bad when I do it.
After.
But
during.
While I'm doing it
after. Of course, after. You're a human being that has some heart. That's why you're here today. You have some heart. But she's talking about before, the act.
No, you don't feel no manly or hitting no female.
Do you feel in control? Are you aware of what you're feeling?
No.
Okay, you're not aware of it.
No, I mean, when I do it, I mean, I just feel like, it really don't feel like nothing. I'm just angry. It's anger. It's out of anger.
Okay,
so. It ain't no manly feeling. Okay. It ain't me trying to prove that I'm a man or I got more control than that.
The anger is almost your body's automatic way of trying to restore something. And maybe through treatment you'll understand, because it might not make a lot of sense right now, and you might not completely understand all the dynamics of what's going on when you are in that situation. It might take talking it through to get a better understanding of it. Because when you're in that moment, you can't be objective about yourself. It takes time and distance.
So do you guys want to get some help?
I do.
Yeah. We'll be right back. We're talking about the alarming spike in the number of teen girls that are being abused in relationships. But do all teens know how to spot the signs that a relationship is abusive? Well, I called my friends over at One Life to Live, Kristen Alderson and Brandon Buddy. They play Star and Cole, and they helped me put together some scenarios to help teens identify the signs of abuse. Because I feel like we can talk about it over and over again, like this, a punch, a slap, or this or that. What is truly abuse? And I came up with this idea to have them act it out. So check out the first one.
Why didn't you answer your cell phone?
I told you I didn't hear it. I was having dinner with my mom.
Do you know how worried I was about you?
Whatever. You never answer your phone.
Don't ever talk to me like that again. Is that understood? Yeah, I know what you want.
Okay, so let's go to the audience. Do you guys think that was abusive? You guys stand on up. What do you have to say? Do you think that was abusive?
No, it was only an argument. I don't think it's a big deal to grab each other.
You don't think it's a big deal? What about you?
Well, I think it could have led to abuse, but not at this time, so I'm going to go with no.
You're going to say no. Okay, Robbie?
I think it's a dangerous sign, and it's the beginnings of something that's not so good.
Yeah, and also that energy that he had, too, and that pull like that.
Yeah.
I find that
he was acting more like a father.
A crazy
like
daddy.
An abusive.
Yeah. Why do people look at something like a grab or a push or something like that and think that that's not abuse? Why do they do that?
Well, I think many people think of abuse in terms of punching and hitting and ignore some of the more psychological signs because it's less obvious. But really, when there is physical abuse, there's usually psychological abuse going on as well, but it's more subtle.
More subtle.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a look at this next situation. Everybody pay attention and you say, is this abuse or not abuse? Check it out.
Look at me when I talk to you.
No.
When I tell you to do something, you better do it.
No! Stop! Let go of me! Why are you acting like this?
I act like this because you make me.
I don't make you do anything!
Now, look what you made me do. Oh, baby. I'm sorry, okay? You just bring out the worst in me, okay?
Wow, that reminds me of what we were just talking about earlier. Look what you made me do. You bring out the worst in me. Who wants to talk about this one? Okay, stand on up. Think that was abuse or not abuse?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He hit her. That was definitely abuse.
That was definitely abuse. Okay, anybody else want to talk about it? No? Stand on up. I want to see what you guys think. I like that the young ladies are having something to say about this.
Yeah, that was abuse.
That was abuse.
He smacked her in the face.
What about before the smack?
He was just being really, like, argumentative and just, like, being rude, and that's not good for a relationship.
I noticed nobody mentioned the hair pull. The hair pull, to me, was like the sign. I wonder if you guys are thinking that's kind of normal, the hair pull? Robbie, to me, it was abuse way before the slap.
Yes, the blaming, not taking any responsibility for their part in what's going on, and then the quick apology afterwards to seduce the woman back in is really classic signs of abuse.
Okay. And does abuse usually start this way with the aggressiveness and then the hair pull and then the slap and then it's like little things?
No, that's the scary thing. Sometimes, in fact, quite often, these abusive relationships start off and they look very romantic. So the man is very attentive because he's putting his woman up on a pedestal. And when she falls from grace, which inevitably will happen, that's when the violence and abuse takes place.
Does the abuser, does he know that he is an abuser and I'm going to get her in my web? Or does he not know that he's an abuser and it just kind of surprises him too?
Yeah, I think it's probably varies from case to case, but they see themselves as victims and struggling. So when you call an abuser abusive, they're probably thinking, I'm not an abuser. There are certain situations that happen. So no, they see themselves as victims of a woman who's not behaving, not treating them well, not helping them to feel confident. So
that's what it is.
That's the problem.
Okay, here's the final scenario with our guys from One Life Tour.
Are you ever going to lose weight?
I'm trying.
Okay. I'm sure you are, but you're obviously too stupid to follow a simple diet. I mean, that anything 17-year-olds got cellulite.
Wait, why would you say something like that to me?
I know getting into this relationship that you're stupid, but to let yourself go like this? I mean, aren't you embarrassed?
I'm sorry.
Whoa. Okay. Who has something for this? I saw you raise your hand. Stand on up. You think that was abuse or not abuse?
Well, it wasn't very nice, but I definitely wouldn't call it physical abuse. There was no, interaction between them.
Okay, not physical abuse. Did you see any kind of abuse?
Yeah, I would definitely say.
What would you call that?
More like verbal abuse.
Okay, anybody else? Yeah, stand on up.
Hi. I would agree with her. They were just arguing, and people argue all the time, so I don't know if you would necessarily call that abuse.
So, so no, that's just arguing.
Well, definitely not physical abuse.
Okay. All right, well, there are different types of abuse. What is there, Robbie? There's physical, there's emotional, there's verbal.
Right, it's the verbal abuse really is designed to cut somebody's self-esteem down so they feel that they can't do any better. You know, that in this relationship, this is the best they're going to get. And so that's what they do. Really, it's the boyfriend gets the girlfriend to feel as badly about herself as he really feels about himself.
Yeah. I dated a guy once years ago, and he told me that he had this thing where he likes to break a woman down. And then that makes him feel more in control. I can't believe he was actually telling me this.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, and you almost got me because I was wondering why I was feeling crazy.
Be impressed.
Yeah.
Really? Well, whoa, come over, Mama.
Break me down.
Yeah.
No, but like, he was starting to work me. I was just a frustration for him because he just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But he was chipping away.
Well, and it's not hard for people to chip away at one's psyche because basically who we put in our lives is how we begin to see ourselves. Nobody is that psychologically strong that you can put tons of abusive people in your life and say, I feel great about myself. We don't operate that way as human beings.
Yeah, and a lot of the times women say, oh my God, if I ever got hit, I would be gone so fast. I would just be so gone. And until you're in that situation when you're verbally or emotionally or physically abused, it's easier to say
it can happen to anyone. Usually, you know, for people either who were in abusive situations, they saw it growing up, they're naive, and also our ideas about love are really flawed.
And also self-esteem, too. The guy that got me kind of a little bit feeling bad and emotional abuse, I was feeling like crap. Yeah. Yeah, and he knew, he smelled it. Yeah. I say they can smell it.
And they probably, they want people who can feel bad because then they'll stay connected to them, and really they feel worthless when they're not connected to somebody they could get to feel bad.
We'll be right back. What would you do if your boyfriend pushed or slapped or even punched you in the face? We're with teen girls who've forgiven their abusive boyfriends because they think that they have found true love. This is Kimberly. Kimberly, you are what, 17 years old? And you've been abused in your relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
It was a normal day. We were having a normal conversation. And my brother called my phone. He thought it was some other dude. He thought I was cheating on him. He got mad. He took my cell phone. He called one of his homeboys and said, I want you to come to my house, rape this girl, and kill her afterwards.
Talking about you?
Talking about
And
me.
you heard him say that?
I heard it. After he did that, he told me to drive to his house, and he told me to park behind it because he had to get some stuff. That's what I did, and when he got out of the car, he threw my phone in the woods, busted it against the tree. He went around my door, opened the door, and said, I don't want to be with you no more. I want to kick your ass.
And what did he do?
He pulled me out. He slammed me on the ground. He knocked the breath out of me. He stood over me and looked me dead in my eyes and was like, do you still love me? I said, yes, I always love you. And he was like, wrong answer.
Wrong answer?
He said, wrong answer, and then he hit me.
Where'd he hit you?
He hit me in the mouth.
In your face? And that's the bruise? Oh my God. When you look at those pictures, what do you think? When you see that, when you see yourself bruised like that?
It upsets me.
What upsets you the most?
That he did that. He said he loved me, but as you could tell, he showed it.
Does it upset you more that he did it, or does it upset you more that you stay?
That I stayed.
That you stayed.
This is the shirt where he hit me, and I was spitting up blood.
This is your blood all over this shirt.
And he took it off his back and started wiping it for me.
So he hit you. This is his shirt.
This is his shirt.
With your blood on it.
With my blood on it.
And he took his shirt off to wipe your blood. Why do you keep this shirt?
Memories.
Memories what? Of what?
Well, to be honest with you, when I want kids, I want to show them. I want to teach them, like, hey, this is what I've been through. Don't have nobody like this.
I want to ask you, when did he say he was sorry? Because I'm sure he did, right? That's how it works.
After he did it. After he beat me to the ground, I couldn't get up. I was bruised. I was hurting. I was crying. He was like, baby, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did it. I could just look at him and tell it was fake. He was fake. I knew he was going to do it again.
Are you with him now?
No.
Do you think you'll go back?
To be honest with you, I don't think I never will.
You don't think you will?
I never will go back to that house.
You never will?
I never will.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Then we have Your mother, she's in the audience, right? So it got so bad. You took your daughter to counseling to try to get her out of this relationship, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think she will go back? Because I'll be honest, when I asked her the first time, I got it. Kimberly, I asked you and you kind of stumbled. You were like, it was a little hesitation. Where's that hesitation?
Because I love him. I always will love him, no matter what. But it's just going to get worse, and I know that. I know that. And
but what was the hesitation of saying that you're going to stay away forever? I didn't truly believe you. I felt like, I call it that Tyra Show answer. There's an audience, there's cameras, there's lights on you, there's me looking like this. And I feel you just say the right thing. What would it take for him to get you back? If he could say some certain...
If he changed.
If he said he changed?
If I see it.
How do you see it?
I don't think he never will.
How do you see it? How do you see him change? To go back? How do you see something like that?
To get a job. To be independent. Because I took care of him.
So you think a job and him being independent and having a job and bringing money home is going to make him stop hitting?
If he gets some help. If he gets some help.
Do you think that she'll go back?
Each and every day, like I said, we've had her back 4 weeks, and we've been dealing with this for 3 years. And as she comes home, about 3 or 4 weeks, she'll stay home and she'll go back to him. And it's every day, you know, we just get up in the mornings and we look in her bedroom and she's there, and we just thank the Lord for another day that we have with her. Because in my heart, no, I don't know. I'm not satisfied. I don't have the assurance that she's not going back.
Yeah. She doesn't have that thing of I'm done.
No.
Because there's an I'm done thing. When I was in my emotionally abusive relationship, Kimberly, it was this kind of thing what I feel with you right now. But one day, I'll never forget, I woke up in this hotel room in New York City, and I just called him and I said, I'm done. And I heard in his voice that he knew it was true. And he just felt like, oh my God, she's telling the truth this time. And when you're done, you know you're done. There is none of this, I love him, I'll always love him, da-da-da, if he gets a job, you're not done. And you need to get to being done and get to loving you. When you truly love you inside and know that you are worth more than some man pounding you and calling his friends and saying that they need to come and rape you, when you are truly done with that, there'll be a different girl sitting here, not that girl that's like unsure. We'll be right back. 15 girls who are in abusive relationships, and I'm trying to get them some help to get out of these relationships. Davida, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18 years old. Okay, tell me about your abusive relationship.
Me and my boyfriend, we were going together for 3 years, and, you know, everything was good at first, you know, the buying things, doing whatever I wanted, you know. And one night, my ex-boyfriend, he called me and was like, you know, hey, let's hang out, you know, we were friends, you know, and I didn't think anything was wrong with it. So it was time for me to go home, and I called my boyfriend.
So the ex called you, but you had the present boyfriend too.
Right.
Okay.
And I called him to pick me up. I came out the house, and I mean, I could tell that his eyes were red. You know, you could just tell that he was just so pissed off. You know, so as soon as I got in the car, he hit me. You know, it was like he hit me so hard.
Hit you where?
In my face.
What is
like
up with this face hitting?
I don't know.
I mean, hitting is bad in general, but there's a pattern.
Yeah.
You guys getting hit in the face too, which is even more insane to me.
It was like he hit me, you know, just like really hard. And like his brothers were in the car, and we drove to a park, and he dragged me out the car. He started punching me, kicking me. He was screaming. I was trying to cover my face. You know, I'm hiding my stomach. I'm screaming. You know, they're out there. They won't help me. I'm screaming. I'm like, why won't you guys help me? You know,
he's doing it in front of other people?
Yes, he's doing it like, you know, it's okay. And I'm like, okay. I'm screaming. You know, it's blood all over the ground. He hit me with a bottle in my head.
What? Wait, slow down. He hit you with a bottle in your head? A glass bottle?
Yes, I had a minor concussion in my head.
And I saw that you have something behind your back, too. What do you have behind your back?
Yes, these are the clothes that I kept from that night.
Oh, my God.
This is the blood on this shirt right here. And these are the leggings.
So this is the blood on this shirt, okay.
And these are the leggings that I had on.
And you have kept yours because Kimberly has kept hers. Why have you kept these?
I kept these because I want to leave him alone. And I have a son to live for. You know,
So you have a baby?
Yes.
Is it his baby?
7 months. No.
Okay.
You know, I want to grow up and, you know, I want to see my son grow up. You know, I don't want my son seeing somebody hit me and thinking that it's okay. So every time I see these clothes, I think of why I shouldn't be with him. You know, and I need help leaving him alone.
And this helps you.
Yes.
When you feel weak,
yes.
and you feel like he's preying on that self-esteem and
Yes,
trying to
like
get you
he-
back, you pull
you know,
that out.
Yeah, like he has control of me. You know, he'll pop up at my house. You know, he'll follow me. I'll come out of school and he'll be in the parking lot. If a dude is talking to me, he'll say, "Who's that? Who's that?" You know, everything is a problem.
Okay. Let's move on to Angelica. Hi, Angelica.
Hi.
Okay, so you were abused very young. How old were you?
When it started, I was 13 years old.
13 years old? 13 years old? And how old were you when you met the guy?
I was in 3rd grade.
You were in 3rd grade and you met him and he started abusing you when you were 13. What grade were you in?
I was in 8th grade.
In 8th grade, that's what I was about to say. He socked you in the head.
It was, you know, he was a compulsive liar for a long time, and it was, at first it was verbal abuse, and then I had my son. I have a son with him, and then it became physical when I was pregnant. It started when I was pregnant. That was the first time he put his hands on me. I was pregnant, and he threw me on the couch, and he just started hitting me in my face, particularly looking for my face, like to hit me.
Looking for your face. Running theme here, the hitting in the face. Now, he told you that he hit you because he loved you.
Well, after he hit me, he threw me on the couch, I got up and I ran to my room, and he went behind me and he threw me up against the wall, and I fell on the ground. I couldn't get up. I couldn't move. I felt like I was paralyzed. And he started choking me, and that's when he hit me in my face, and my eyes were black, and I started bleeding from my nose and my mouth. And all he told me was, "You shouldn't get me mad. I do this because I love you. And I want to show you if I do this, you'll know how you need to talk to me, or how."
Did you believe him when he said he hit you because he loves you?
At first I did.
At first you did. When you guys were watching the soap opera actors that I had do the little scenarios, did you see? You saw yourself? All of you guys saw yourself?
Started crying.
You started crying. We invited their boyfriends to come on the show. The boyfriends declined. And, you know, I do have to say that it is important to remember that there are two sides to every story. We'll be right back. If you are the victim of teen dating abuse, go to tyrashow.com for resources to get help. And if you were moved by our guest stories today, please go to our website, and I would love for you to leave positive messages of encouragement for them, because that's going to help them, especially if you're their age. I'd love for you to say your name and say your age, because I feel like when people are our same age, we kind of like, you know, identify with that more, and I think you can help these young ladies today. All right, we'll see you later.
He's really close to me, so I was like, "Can you move back, you know, away from me?" And I kind of like went like this, like move, and he was like, "Do it again," and I did it again, and then he punched me in my face.
He punched you in your face? How many times did he punch you in your face?
4 times.
4 times. And then what happened?
And then I kicked him, probably about on his stomach, and then we came out of the closet, and then we stopped. Like, I guess he saw my face, and
what was
he
your
stopped
face?
hitting
What
me.
was in your face?
I had a black eye, and like all of this was blue. I had scratches all over me.
Your mom's crying. Jennifer, you're crying. Because this is your baby. And you know why? I know why you're crying, because you can tell her to leave, you can tell them to not see each other, you can try to do everything in your power. But with kids, it's not so easy, especially when there's emotions and love, or what they think is love. So do you feel helpless?
Yes, I am helpless.
Yep.
And
3 teens who answered our TyraShow.com survey told us that they have been the victim of dating abuse. And we want to find out why this is happening, and we want to help these teens figure out how they can stop the abuse. Leanne, she just introduced herself, and her boyfriend Edwin is here, and so is her mother, Jennifer. Okay, so you said that you guys fight.
Yes.
What does that mean, you guys fight?
Like, fist fight. Me and him fist fight. We fight almost, twice a week maybe?
Tell me about the kind of fights. How does it start?
It starts off by like little stuff. I could ask him to do something. He won't do it. I'll escalate it, like, "Okay, you better do it," and he doesn't like that. Or like if he asks me to do something and I don't do it, then that's a problem.
And he'll hit you.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the time when you guys were arguing. He got up in your face. You took your hands out to push him. And what did he do? Do you remember?
I pushed him away from me because he was. All I can remember is him putting his hands around my neck, and then I blacked out.
Do you know why you blacked out?
I mean, you know, I put it together, and he put his hands around my neck, and then I woke up
oxygen to your brain.
And I woke up on the bathroom floor.
When your brain loses oxygen, you black out. So that was almost a near-death experience for you to black out.
Yes, it was. Because I didn't remember what happened. I didn't know, you know, how I ended up on the bathroom floor. I couldn't remember.
And when you woke up, did you know why?
I knew why. It's just I didn't think he could do something like that to me. And I asked him what happened, and he said, you blacked out.
And tell me how old you are again?
17.
17 years old. All right, Edwin. So what's your issue?
What you mean?
What do you think? Why are we here today?
I guess because in the past, I guess our relationship ain't been going as good as planned, I guess. I mean, it hasn't been going the right way, arguing over nothing, stuff like that.
But we all argue. At a time when teen girls and young women have more equality and more opportunities than any generation before them, there is something that is truly shocking that's going on right now. I want you to listen to this.
My name is Angelica. I'm 16, and my boyfriend gave me 2 black eyes.
My name is Davida. I'm 18 years old, and my boyfriend punched me.
My name is Christina. I'm 19 years old, and my boyfriend choked me.
My name is Kim. I'm 17 years old, and my boyfriend threatened to kill me.
Okay. And your name is Leanne, and how old are you?
17.
And you're here because?
I'm here because me and my boyfriend fight.
You guys fight?
Fight, yes.
Okay. And I got to tell everybody, right here in New York City, the rates of teen dating abuse, they have jumped 40% in less than 10 years. And 1 out of...
It tears me up to hear it.
It tears you up.
I always thought it was going on, but I've never heard her say it. She wouldn't admit it to me.
Really? Is this the first time you're hearing it right now?
Yes.
The real truth. Oh, I didn't know that, Mom. Okay. So he's punched you in the face 4 times. And you know what's crazy to me? Your mom's crying and not you. Why is that? Why are you so numb to it? It's like...
I mean, I'm not numb. It's like I'm used to myself saying it. Like, I'm used to us fighting. And I haven't told my mom because I don't want her to know about that. I don't want my mom worrying about me like that. That's why, I mean, I didn't know she was going to cry because I haven't told her anything that goes on between me and him.
So you've been punched 4 times in the face. What else?
I've been, like, almost, how do I put it, like, strangled almost. And,
strangled?
Like, he, like, put his arms around me, and then I, like, blacked out. And then all I remember...
No, it's not called kind of strangled.